Welcome to episode 2 of the Pour Diesel Challenge build-up. We've got our 6-liter Power Stroke diesel, old burnout truck, which you guys know. We drug out of the weeds, got it out here in the shop. We got the cab up in the air. Justin got the engine sitting in it. And now we have our transmission sitting there about ready to go in. We got basically it is a billet back torque converter, stock clutch, it's a stock multi-clutch system. They were pretty inexpensive from our local converter shop. They were like $400, not a bad deal. And then the transmission got a shift kit put in it. So shift kit and a converter. Did we really need it? We don't know, but we wanted to put it in there just in case. And then obviously engine's in here, stock flex plate, as you guys can see, just a good old 6-liter, no turbo yet. We're still waiting on that from KC Turbos. That should be here any day now. But the old girl's coming together just right. Hopefully by the end of this video, you guys will be able to hear it fire up. I am actually going out of town tomorrow, so I'll be here for a little bit, and then I gotta leave, and Justin will be finishing up everything on the truck as far as getting it running, plugging everything in, getting every single thing done. It may not be running by the time I get back, so if it's not, then I'll help him with that. We'll get it fired up. But it is very close to basically getting the cab set down on it right now. There's a lot of cleanup we're gonna have to do because we had a lot of extra stuff on there. There was some different stuff I had for the burnout truck setup that's not gonna be with this truck. And so we are gonna have to change a couple small things on it, but not a big deal. It should be good. We should have enough time before the event where we have time, hopefully if it gets running next week early, Monday, Tuesday, that gives us a whole week to play with the truck and get it ready to go. As long as nothing breaks before we actually get it ready to go. But either way, engine's in it, transmission. He has that boy on the cherry picker. I think he's just gonna pick it right up and
it's gonna pick right up, set right in.
Slide it right in there.
Got a good feeling of it.
Cool, so that'll be good. We'll get that thing done and in there installed, get our drive shafts hooked up, transmission harness, all that stuff can be hooked up and plugged in. And hopefully get some noise out of this thing here soon. Hopefully by the end of the episode, you guys will hear this thing run. And then after that, we can do some testing with it and see what we can get to do. Still lots of work left, but it's coming along. A couple of the new parts that we purchased. We did purchase a good set of up pipes from KC Turbos. That's gonna go mount right here to the back of the engine. And then we obviously, new up pipes. And then we got a fresh turbocharger from KC Turbos also. So we'll go over there and check that thing out. Those are about $150 right there. And then we go back here. Here's our KC turbocharger. This is a 68mm turbocharger, good for upwards of around 675 horsepower from what the website says. We are gonna spray the nitrous to it. We're gonna really push this thing to its limits. Hopefully it doesn't blow up. I don't think it will. These guys offer a really good product, really good chargers. So that was about $1,800 for this. And then obviously the up pipes. So those are the two things that were like brand new that we definitely needed. And you know, hopefully it all works with our setup. I think it will. We want this thing to be streetable. We want it to be drivable. We were gonna go with like an S300 setup, but to be honest with you, it was out of our budget. I actually had an S300 used setup. Probably could have snaked it in the budget, but I didn't want to do that because you don't see that stuff pop up a lot. So to make it fair for everybody, we are, you know, we're doing that. So putting the 68mm KC Turbo on there should be pretty cool. We're just about getting this thing buttoned up and ready to set the cab back down. Once the cab goes back down on it, we'll be in business. Don't forget to head over to clevelandflooring.com for all your JH Diesel merchandise, shirts, hats. Got some new merch in stock right now. And then for the rest of the month of May, month of freedom, every day we're doing a promotion where one random order will get drawn for their choice of either a set of Nitto tires or a Precision turbocharger. Don't miss out. All your JH merch qualifies. Everything's live on the website. Check it out, guys. Oh, wasp. Wasp about stung me. That was bad.
Getting ready to set the cab back down on this old girl and get her rolling again. And I am ready. Got fuel lines hooked up, fuel returns hooked up. I think we are ready to go. So let's get this old girl set down. As you can see, we got the motor sitting back in here. Quite a bit of room over here, not having the air conditioning stuff in there. That's handy. A lot of stuff missing from up here, so that makes it handy too. So we got the motor sitting in there. I gotta put all the rest of the stuff back together. We gotta get all the cab mount bolts in it. But we got her sitting back down pretty much all the way. We got a little ways to go, maybe. I guess this side looks like it might need to come down a little bit more, but she's back together. She's one piece. Now to hook everything up and finish her out. It's looking good though. Yes, sir. Turbo put back in there. Yes, indeed.
Well, I'm back off vacation, back in the shop here, and Justin has been crushing it, working on our Ford Diesel Challenge truck. Buy a truck, build a truck, race it all for under 10 grand. We're gonna race it, drivability, fuel economy, dyno, and burnout with it. So, we drug the old 6.0 out of the weeds. We paid $1,500 for it back in the day, and we might have something here. It's yeah, it's got power right now. Justin's been busting his butt on this thing for a few days while I was gone. We've got custom made exhaust tubing air intake. We've got some good old intercooler pipes, which we had some scrap aluminum pipe laying around. This was like some cheap Amazon stuff I had bought a long time ago. Found it in a box, and this was actually, some of these were already made. We had to modify them though to make them work for this different turbo setup, because we are running the KC Turbo Stage 3 on this thing. And we got some ports there that's gonna have a lot of nitrous in it. Fuel pressure regulated return. And then obviously we've got the rest of this stuff on the engine. We have not fired it yet. We just got the power hooked up to it, and he's gonna go dump some diesel fuel in this thing. So this right here, got our not so custom. I actually got that tank for free. Somebody was getting rid of it. It was a boat tank of some sort, and I snagged it because they were like, we're just gonna scrap it. And that's literally how I got that thing. So
I can tell.
It's definitely not very large, but it works. And it's an aluminum fuel tank, which was already in the truck whenever we drug it out. But we'll try to get our costs and everything lined up. We are not going to use the water meth. I'm going to leave it in there just because it's on the truck. Most likely it'll stay, but we are not going to use it. Everything will be disconnected. We won't have any kind of way to use that. So we're just going to spray the crap out of it with some nitrous anyways. Big hole in the bed. Don't want to talk about that. It's another life that this thing lived. And yeah, all in all, about to hear this thing fire up. Hopefully, we will see. It is about that time. How you feeling, bud?
See if
all your hard work, all your hard work on this beautiful piece.
It feels like it's took off a long time. I don't know why, but I don't feel like I did it fast.
It is a big project, a big job. All right, so we got a little diesel fuel leak on the return side, which we're just gonna kind of tuck that thing up for now. And we're gonna try to turn over till the oil pressure gets coming up. And then, oh, oil pressure, we got low pressure. Fire me up, first time I've seen that, that's crazy. We're gonna turn it over for a minute right now. This high pressure oil system takes a minute. This engine was completely dry, so everything's still building. We primed it the best that we could, but unfortunately, still has some air in the system. But hopefully we get that resolved here shortly. I feel like it should be close.
I hope so. I feel like very nervous.
So we have not got the truck to fire yet. We're having an issue with the cam signal. It is throwing a camshaft position sensor code, and it's not syncing. So we have an issue with the cam sensor or wiring. Justin put a new connector on it. This was the original cam sensor that was in that engine. So hopefully it's something stupid with the wiring or something, or maybe it's not seated all the way, something dumb. But right now, the truck will not fire until we get that done. We've got ICP pressure, we've got, or ICP, We have fuel, we've got low pressure oil, we've got everything we should need to fire right now, but our cam sync is not there, cam and crank sync, and obviously we have an open circuit for the camshaft position sensor, so hopefully it's an easy fix. All right, so we figured out the issue when he put the new pigtail on. If you can see the difference here, this is the one that he had installed. It was a used one we had trying to save some money, and there's a freshie, and you can see the bottom slot is off to the right, the other one's off to the left. So that is our issue. Hopefully we don't think it was fully seating in there. So now we'll splice this thing in, and it should fully seat down on the cam sensor. Well, I believe you just got her fixed. You went in there and put a different connector on it. I think that'll do it.
Flipped in a lot nicer, it seems like.
Oh, don't forget about that return bucket for that thing.
Oh, yeah. Come on, baby girl.
Yes! What? Gonna have some hiccups, a couple other things. But it's running. Oh, baby, that's gold.
Hey, shut it off! Nothing's wrong, I just dropped a wrench right here. I didn't want to go into... Nothing's wrong, I just dropped a wrench. I didn't want to go in the fan.
Yeah, no, everything looks pretty good. It's still running, it's got a little roughness to it, but I mean, we still got air in the system, a lot of stuff to clean up. We're gonna have to get this new line here, I guess. We'll have to see how long that sucker is and get it replaced. Unfortunately, I think it's push lock.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go all the way back to the tank with it. Surprised that line split. So it says gasoline diesel on it right there.
Yeah, it's leaking there, and I think it's leaking down
the
middle
way.
of the cab.
Yeah. Fire back up.
All that noise that you're hearing, that rattling, that's the exhaust on the inside of the sensor. Everything looking good in here?
Just clearing some codes right now, and I'll watch some data, but everything seems like it's all right so far. Gotta love it when you get a piece of trash in your work boots, huh?
Get them little pieces of metal in my toe that coat my little toesies.
Cool. So it's like ready to rip now. Nitrous is now hooked up onto it, so all that stuff is done. Fuel pressure regulators, you can see on top of the motor, is there. We got our intercooler pipes all done. As you guys just saw, we had the truck running and everything already. We got a little bit of wiring to clean up and stuff on it, but nothing crazy. As far as for this challenge, we are going to leave it pretty primitive, pretty gross, and we might wash it, but that's about it. But we got the fuel cell and everything all done, the nitrous bottle bracket back here, trans cooler, the whole deal, everything is hooked up. We will not be using the water method. I don't know if I already said that or not. And then we will be using our FASS fuel system, obviously. You know the deal on that. But we do have some different wheels and tires. There's a couple other things for it. all in all, should be working out pretty good. Hopefully we can go test it tomorrow at the drag strip, and maybe even somewhere else to go send it a little bit and burn some tires off it. But we'll see if that happens. Everything's a little tied up right now from what I hear at my boys' shop, so I can't really get over there right now. Either way, she's coming along. Hopefully this thing lasts and does not blow up during the competition. And hopefully we can get this thing driving real quick and check it out. So one thing we realized,
We happen to have something that most of the trucks.
well, you see what part of the problem is, right?
Yeah.
Those holes, and then in the front, she ain't looking too much better.
We have something that a lot of these contestants aren't going to have. We have
A fish tank?
a fishing pond.
Oh yeah, that's nice right there.
Or you could keep your coffee in here. It kind of looks
It
like
looks
coffee.
like coffee.
Or your soup. I could cook us lunch while we're driving down the road, store it in here.
That's awesome. Yikes.
Originally, I didn't realize it was full, and I opened it and it went all over me. It's good.
Dude, this thing is raggedy, man. We'll get her dialed in though.
It's the first time in the daylight with a motor for a few years. Still got a bunch of air in the system, but she'll go. Won't you, baby? She just needs a little pat and a rub. Good girl. You're all right. Got a new life coming soon. Come on, old girl. There she is. Got good brakes? Woo! That was close. Oh, easy does it. Easy does it with the tires. Good to see that thing moving again. Oh yeah. Getting ready to be time to go riding. You ready to rip? Pretty aggressive, huh? Pretty loud. That's gonna be loud for 100 miles.
Smoke, dude.
That is ear piercing.
It ain't like we can roll the window up.
That's ear piercing. I've been bringing.
It just shifted a gear, which is good.
That is a good thing.
Basically, got to go take it easy. These transmissions need to learn, so we don't hurt the trans. So it's on a relearn right now. So hopefully it all works like it should. Second. Third. Hey, that blows right in the cab here. It is warm over here, let me tell you. Wow. Right, you can roll your window up a little bit if you want. drive is gonna be
my goodness.
definitely different. Yeah, so it's fun. I don't know what the deal is with that rough idle. It smooths out when you get into it, so figure that one out. EGTs are pretty cool. I've got 750 degrees. I'm not getting into it really, but oh yeah, there it all is. So my speedometer's not working. We may need to figure that out. I'm not sure. Do you know if the rear end differential plug was plugged in?
I don't know that. I can't answer that.
What we'll have to do is probably grab a scanner speed sensor and make sure that if it's reading and it's just my speedometer, that's okay, but if it's not reading, it could mess up the transmission.
For sure.
So these transmissions are very finicky with that. But we're only 650 degrees on the EGTs and cruising, and that thing's right in the manifold, so. We should probably get some fuel.
Yeah, we got 10-ish gallons, probably 5 left now.
We started up, shut it off quite a bit, and there ain't no foam in there.
That return line probably lost a gallon.
Yep. Probably not a bad idea.
I thought we had an aquarium. Apparently we have a terrarium. Goodness, where did you guys all come from? You want to go for a ride?
I don't know what's worse, the interior on this or the interior on the yellow
I was
truck.
getting ready to say, did you leave my beef jerky in here? Is that where these ants came from?
I'm going to get your beef jerky.
I'm gonna go find it. I heard, rumor has it that there's a bag of beef jerky still in that truck. I'm gonna go find out. Well, we just got a little fuel. How's it feeling?
Dude, it feels really good. It's shifting really good. We got about 8 upshift and downshifts on it, maybe 10. That's the biggest thing. You just got to run them light throttle, getting the heavier and heavier, and get the trans to learn it. That way you don't hurt it. We are on a stock transmission, minus the shift kit. Hopefully it holds. These 5R110s are pretty good, but I don't know. That's a lot of things. We're going to spray the shit out of it whenever we race it and we dyno it. So hopefully everything is okay.
So rather than pray and spray, we're gonna spray before we spray?
We're praying before we're spraying. We're going to pray while we're spraying. And then if it holds up, we're going to pray after, because it's going to be a miracle.
What'd you say the problem was?
So, you know how we had some pretty bald tires on this thing?
I do know that, yeah.
Because, you know, well, one of those tires is starting to slap a little bit, like it's coming apart.
That's good. Luckily, we're almost back to the shop.
If this thing comes apart.
Blows apart, we wreck into the ditch, slide into the ditch.
I mean, it is a rear tire. We should be fine.
Yeah. I mean, think how many rear tires you've blown in the past 2 years.
Quite a few.
You should be fine.
Yeah. I'm experienced here.
See what she's got a little
See
bit.
if it's got a little burnout in it. Not bad, not bad.
I'd say she spun the tires.
Spun the tires a little bit. A little wheel hoppy.
She made a pretty successful first run, didn't leave us stranded. Throwing her back in the shop. I think I heard something hit the roof. I'd say she's moving and doing cool things.
Really gets up on that rev limiter pretty good.
Yeah, it does.
Didn't drive, I didn't shift it or nothing, so that was all got drive, so.
I heard the turbo wheel hit the roof of the shop.
That would be bad. That would be really bad. Dude, all in all, she's running good. As long as nothing's leaking.
I didn't see anything when we stopped to get fuel, so we'll look one more time and see what we got.
It feels good. Well, it's just about done. So, it is running. It is shifting. It is driving. Does a small burnout. I think we need to see if it does a big burnout.
I mean, why wouldn't we?
I mean, we're not going to use any spray, but I'm at least going to watch my EGTs, see what they do, and see if she'll do a standing burnout real quick.
I have a feeling it's probably gonna.
One way to find out.
Starting to start a little better, it's idling better, get all the air out of the fuel system, get oil in everything. Go over to the good old faithful burnout pad. No, it's okay if something breaks. We got 3 days, so that'll be fine. Oh, don't go the wrong way there. Good to see this thing back in action. I'd like to say another project off the list, but I don't think that's the case.
Sounds like you're running really nice.
Sounded good.
I hope it stays that way.
That's why I said it's good to see this thing off the injured list and running again, but I don't know if that's really the case. It says just a test, you know. I don't imagine it's gonna take too long to pop those tires. You should have seen a grin on his face when we got in the truck. Third, fourth. Still running. I was fearful there for a moment.
Hey, we're good.
I was worried there for a minute.
Worried.
She said, right.
It kind of came down off the RPM's a little heavy. It's idle a little rough, but EGTs were about 1450, which it's high, but when we start spraying, nitro's supposed to cool it down. So
It's high, he says.
a little high. It's almost 1500 degrees. I was feathering it though, you know. I wasn't trying to.
What was
that?
that,
Was fifth gear.
Yeah.
It went all the way through fifth
thought it was
gear. I was
fifth
like, holy crap, man. That's good. It's only 200 degrees, 190. So, success. You're
Yes,
about
sir.
ready. You're about ready.
I thought we were a whole lot further away from being ready for a minute.
All in all, I'd say that's a success.
I think it was.
It's, yeah, I'd say it's a success.
I think you should park it before you break it.
I'm gonna break it? What? Unbelievable, dude.
I hope not. Remember,
Yeah.
I built this motor. Calm down.
I know you did. I know. Your first 6.0 build ever. I love it.
I thought it was just fun.
I love it.
Like little tractor tires, kind of like chains. better you do that when the tires are flat. It just takes them right off the beads, and you don't have to try to do it with the tire machine. It was real handy. I appreciate it when he does it.
Well, there she is, guys. It is just about ready. So we do have a couple more things we're going to do to it to see if we can get it to work a little bit better. EGTs were a little warm, so we're going to try to spray the nitrous. We're going to test that out, and then also on top of that, we are going to put a different Thickum tune in it that we have, and we'll see how that does. Hopefully it puts a little more fuel to it, maybe cools it down, yeah, we'll see. And then we're going to put some nitrous to it and see what happens when we do that. But either way, guys, we are very close. We're going to pretty much run this setup for most of the competition minus the burnout contest, and it's coming along pretty good. It does run. It looks rough, but it runs, so that's a plus. Anyways, guys, we'll go over the whole cost of everything and where we're at in the next video. We will be on our way to Ultimate Callout Challenge with this truck next week, so it's going to be really exciting to do this competition. But we'll go over costs in the next video, see how we did on our budget, which I think we did pretty well on, including everything that we had to do to it. But we'll see what happens. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.